this win down in federal Parliament?
Well, yesterday we got some exciting news that the federal government introduced legislation with the support of the Greens. Larissa Waters, in fact, supported this. And now there is poaching legislation that has some real teeth. The fines are up to $1 million, which should go hand in hand with the Australian Crime Commission investigation into poaching turtle and dugong meat. So very pleased, very pleased.
And how long have you been working towards this?
5.5 years. August 2009 we started. I changed the Animal Care and Protection Act to include Indigenous for cruelty. It was stage 1. Stage 2 was to get this legislation in place, and it was achieved yesterday after being blocked in the Senate by the Labor Party for the last 12 months. And the next stage is to have a total ban on hunting turtle and dugongs in green zones, which is supported by our local tourist industry up and down the coast. And also we'd love to see a total ban Australia-wide on hunting turtle and dugong because they're threatened and endangered species.
What will this mean for conservation in the Colinwhocares?
Well, I think it'll slow down the amount of turtle and dugong that we see coming through the airport and on ships into Cairns, because the question now will be asked, is that meat for sale, or is someone purchasing that meat? So hopefully it'll mean less bodies in Esky. So I think it'll be a good bit to keep these iconic species, and I think there's legislation put in there by Greg Hunt. Wonderful effort by somebody who really does care about turtles and dugongs. He supported us for 5.5 years as opposition environment spokesman, and now as the minister, and I heap the highest praise upon him for this.
And just to put it into some context, how does this kind of, you mentioned it gives you some weight when it goes to stopping this. What was the situation previously?
Well, the penalties were farcical, and I don't think that anyone's even been penalised under those penalties, because there wasn't a lot of fear about being caught. But when you're talking $1 million, I think a lot of people now are going to be looking in their pocket and weighing up whether it's worth it, shipping that meat around. And it does sell for, $20 a kilo to $50 a kilo for that meat, which is more expensive than meat in the shop. So there was a good dollar in it before, and there were reports of people making a lot of money out of this. So I think now they'll weigh up whether the fine's worth it.
Is there anything else you'd like to add?
No, I'd just like to say that I'm very, very happy with that legislation, and I thank the Australian Greens for coming to the party, and I hope they support us in future legislation that goes before the Parliament in relation to our iconic animals.
General Manager of Operations at
Now, what's this legislation going to mean for local operators such as yourself?
I think it's a really important step in the right direction for saving turtles and dugongs Australia-wide, but also, locally at Green Island. We've had a huge amount of hunting pressure out of the island, and we're seeing, 1 or 2 people coming out to the island 2 or 3 times a week, taking, 5 or 10 turtles at a time, and wondering, is that being used for traditional dinners, or is it actually being sold on the black market? So this legislation will go a long way in helping to curb black market trade that I think a few individuals are profiting from.
So you've seen this firsthand?
Yes, absolutely. We see it regularly.
How have you felt in that situation? Is it a bit of a helpless situation at times?
Well, it is in the sense that there's a few people hiding under the guise of traditional hunting and ownership and taking an unsustainable amount of turtles out of the island.
And the roll-on effects for tourism?
Well, it's huge, because the biggest problem we have out there is this is all done in front of thousands of people, and causes an enormous amount of distress and heartache when the tourists are seeing turtles hunted right in front